Alright guys, it is time to update the Mycopunk weapon tier list as we got the Accelerator in the latest patch. So let's begin. First up, the Cycler. Cycler didn't receive any change. I think it is still very good when you are using it as the internal combustion enabler, the fire cycler, and the incendiary grenade, and there are other playstyles like acid cycler and shock cycler. They are both just passable, but it is like way worse than internal combustion, because internal combustion provides you with a lot of AoE at clear, and basically you can die because you are constantly healing. You are constantly getting healed by internal combustion, so it is still a very solid A tier. Next up is the Aussie Jackrabbit. It is the same. And so the best build, of course, is the Slide Shot 5 Shell Packers. It is deleting an abomination on T7 in like 5 seconds or something. And it is also, but it is not really consistent. You really need to execute it perfectly in order to kill an abomination in 5 seconds, but it is still very strong as a shut up, as a boss killer. And for someone that does not have the emulator, the no emulator setup is also pretty decent, but it is quite annoying to play because you are constantly reloading. But you have the simplest solution where your reload is very quick, so it's not a huge problem. And we also have the ricochet spam if you are too lazy to slide, and this is basically the not the strongest, but turn off your brain kind of playstyle. It is pretty decent as well. And the last one is pesticide, where it is the flamethrower. Please don't, it sucks ass. So yeah, but all things considered, it is still A tier in front of the cycler. Next is the Swarm Launcher. So Swarm Launcher actually receives some small buffs where some of its upgrades got their size reduced, so we can fit in more upgrades. So as usual, we have the classic, the outfield ammo generator. We are utilizing the crop dusters, so you can generate the reserve ammo for your primary weapon. So this is the one with migration, which is more comfort, and this is the more higher DPS version with no migration. So we also have developed a new playstyle where we utilize the exotic mitosis, where you can use it as a primary weapon, but it is kind of not that good, but it's better than ever, so that's good. And finally, we also have the heavy weapon spam, where we utilize the Granisiphon, the exotic here, to use your Swarm Launcher reserve to recharge for your grenade, and you could basically spam the exotic, the heavy support on acid grenade to call down a lot of support weapons. But support weapons at the time I'm recording, they are not good. They suck ass, so no, please don't. So all things considered, it used to be C tier, right? Yeah, it used to be C tier, but I think it is actually a little bit better now, so I'm ranking it in B tier. Next up is the DMLR. It is still pretty dog shit. I don't know why they didn't buff it in the latest patch, but okay, I guess. So, we mainly have two playstyles where we use the voltaic battery, the reload spam to spam the used battery to create an explosion. That is okay, I guess, but you really need a AOE weapon like the plate launcher, the DK spam plate launcher, or the Shocklance to proc it. But at that point, you are just using plate launcher or Shocklance. The voltaic battery doesn't matter at all, and this is a pretty funny one. If you guys have seen the video where I basically make yourself invincible using the DMLR, the sturdy, giving you damage reduction, plus the high ground on the plate launcher to basically build a fortress, and you just spam your laser inside where you get like near infinite damage reduction, where you can't really die, but it is a really dumb and like troll strat. It's not real, it is not S tier, and it still sucks ass. I will put the DMLR in F tier, the worst weapon in the game. Next up is the lead Flinger. This is actually a pretty exciting one because it got some big buffs where now we got a new endgame content called turbocharging, where you can turbocharge your exotics on some of the guns, and all four exotics, all four turbochargers on left flanker is actually pretty strong. First, for Blood Rush you get more damage, and for Big Fat Doobie it got more reload speed, which is very good. You are constantly reloading, even if you have the Lucky Bastard. And speaking of Lucky Bastard, it got the chance of refunding ammo actually got higher, so it is actually a combo, a buffed combo. Okay, so this is the big one. The volatile munition basically resolves your problem of the AOE being a little bit lacking on lead Flinger. So now it is actually pretty decent, I would say. So here are some builds I would recommend to you guys. This is the one with mod auto, where you just sacrifice a little bit of damage for comfort, and this is the first one I would recommend, where you get rid of the mod auto for some more damage. This is the default build I would run. This is very strong in clearing small guys, medium guys, or even carrying abomination, which is very strong. The second one I would recommend is spamming Doobie without the what's this called? Double action. Yes. So it's basically more spammy and not as strong as this, but they are pretty similar. And the last one I would like to recommend is the Dual Sub Shrapnel Blood Rush. This is the one where we utilize the buffed Blood Rush with the volatile munition, where the DPS on it is actually insane. It kills a Romus guy in like a second, and it kills a horde of grunts in, yeah, just try this out. This is pretty nuts. Oh, and also I forgot about this. This is basically the 2B double action, but you run shrapnel. This is more damage technically, but you need to hit all your shrapnels. So yeah, The lead flinger used to be at B tier, I believe. Yeah. Okay. It is a sad day for all lead flinger haters. Lead flinger is actually A tier, believe it or not. Alright, next up is the plate launcher. So yeah, it is the best weapon in the game. It used to be the best weapon in the game and it got buffed. Yeah, so okay. You can now turbocharge your plate launcher. So this one does not really matter, just give you one more max size. The damage arc one also doesn't really matter in my opinion, because you don't really run normal damage in this game, so it's good. It's certainly good, but I don't think it is game changing. Okay, we also got a turbocharge for fencing construction, which is pretty decent, where your shocking interval will be reduced, so a little bit more damage. And finally, the big one is clearing plasma. Read that. Plates can pierce shields. Okay, so previously, the only problem with the plate launcher is it cannot go through shields, so your setup of damage arc is pretty annoying, where you either break their shields first or you just rush to point blank range to stick the damage arc place onto them, which is sometimes dangerous. But now the problem is gone for some reason. Okay, so yeah, okay, so this is as usual, the damage arc build is the best build in the entire game. This is the decay spam, where you use it as the main DPS primary weapon, but in this case I don't think this is actually that much of the clearing plasma turbocharge is not that much of a buff, because when you are using the tungsten cube, your bullet speed is so slow, and you are using this at a point blank range anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But sure, of course, sometimes it the shields might bounce off your place or something, but it rarely happens, so yeah, whatever. And this is a new build where I cooked up a way to constantly corrode yourself using the support Globbler, so we can actually utilize the this one? Yeah, the painter's attachment, where you're corroded and you fire your plate. There you will create some acid puddles, which is actually pretty decent. Okay, so this one is the miracle worker. Is the reason why I call it the miracle worker is because it is making pesticide and DMLR usable. So yeah, it's pretty decent. And this is for the for some of you guys where you got the oddity on the plate launcher. You can use this to fly around. This is actually a blast, a lot of fun. So try it out if you got the oddity. Yeah. So all things considered, it is still the best weapon in the game. Next up is the Gunship cannon. So Gunship cannon is it didn't receive any change. I don't think so, but I've played a lot more Gunship cannon than I ever need to. After the previous Tierlist video, so as you can see, there are a lot of builds recorded in my spreadsheet, which is, yeah, this is basically the most diverse in terms of builds weapon in the game, where there are a lot of strong and viable playstyles slash options to play with. So here are the 3 main ones I would like to recommend. The first one is the traditional AoE spam. For now, we have the overclock firing chamber. This is actually the most broken upgrade on the Gunship cannon. It says it minus your damage by 36, but it doesn't. It minus your damage by 3%. So what you can do is stick a damage up plate, spam your Tinder boss, ignite yourself, and 2.4k, 2.4k. Oh no, oh no. Yeah, everything will die, so yeah, have fun with that. Another one, I think it is currently the best Gunship build in the game, is AoE Halo, where you can just spam. As you can see, the AoE is pretty insane, so everything, including abominations, will die in seconds. This is very brain dead. And the last, it's the ballistic charger spam. So basically spam your missile very quickly. In the actual mission, you will your meter will go up way faster because of the calculation of the game. So this is actually in a real game, if you hit a grunt, your meter will instantly fill up and you can spam your missile infinitely. So where I will also introduce some more builds. This is the missile spam without the RF upgrade. This is bigger damage, but I think it is just generally worse than the generally worse than this one, where RF is just way better. Yeah, so we also have the Hinderboss Ricochet missile. Ricochet is basically just here to boost your charge of ballistic missile, and sometimes you will ricochet. Your ricochet shots will hit grunts around, but you need to hit a target from a lower angle to let the ricochet rain down from the target to like hit the grunts consistently. So this is yeah, this is the build I recommend. And this is where you want to use missile bay. You don't want to aim because it will aim for you, missile bay. This is the comfort gunship, where you don't need to stay in the air, you don't need to spam R, so and it is still pretty strong, and it's very fun to spam a lot of rockets with missile bay and safety regulation. And this is I think the highest DPS from gunship cannon where a abomination will just die in say a second or two. Yeah, it is. But the main problem of this is you need to chop off the legs of abomination for you to hit their core. So yeah, it is technically the highest DPS, but you need to jump through a lot of hoops. So this is basically the Potential Man 2. It's the Potential Man on the Gunship Cannon. So this is the last one, I think. Yeah, this is the AoE Ricochet Shotgun, where it is basically a Jackrabbit on steroids. Yeah, it's pretty fun. You use safety regulations to have 4 shots, I think, and each of them have a very big AoE, and then you utilize the ricochet to like emulate a Jackrabbit where it got a lot of AoE. It's actually pretty fun and very strong. So, all things considered, I think Gunship Cannon it's still in S tier. Alright, the Trident. You guys know me, I'm a D1 Trident hater, but it got turbocharged. So, does any of the turbocharged matters? No, it doesn't. So, boiling water when turbocharged it, your reload speed will be increased when your mag is empty. So I guess it kinda, yeah. Aaron's Fury makes your lightning strikes have a chance to also soak targets, which is fine, I guess. Yeah, you are basically electrocuting them in an instance, anyways. So I guess it is a bit of quality of life, I guess. Okay. For Shredify, more ammo capacity means that you could spam for a little bit longer, which does not matter because it does no damage. You would like to use anything else but not Shredify. And for thrill of the fight, IRC, the least charged ability of yours will be charged as well when killing a core, which is worthless. So yeah, Trident has not received any big changes except from the support Globbler tag, where I managed to hit about 6.5k on Trident, which is very impractical, but is funny because this number is basically prime gunship before all the nerfs. Yeah, it is goofy, it's funny, but it's not good. And oh, I forgot to include it in my sheet, but the build I would like to recommend is actually this, the long linear, the aim down sight acid cycler. So cycler, I'm sorry, Trident. So what you could do is my game is getting laggy, it's fine. Is this a correct build? No, whatever. You self-corrode and you do damage, but hey, 725 is not bad, but it really lacks in AoE. It still kind of sucks, and you suffer to like snipe down an abomination because your AoE is so bad. You need to clear the chaff first, and you can snipe the abomination. So although it is better, it's way better than before, but it is still pretty bad. Not C tier bad, but I think it deserves a B tier potentially. I think because from my experience, I think it is worse than using the Mitosis Swarm Launcher build, where you got a lot of AoE. The damage is certainly not better than Trident, but you have more comfort, you have more speed. It's way more comfortable to play with Swarm Launcher, and actual kill time factor in Trident needs to clear the chaff. The abomination kill time is actually pretty similar. So yeah, I think I will put it behind the Swarm Launcher at B tier. Alright, the Globbler. No changes to Globbler, I think. So it's still the number one boss killer. It is one-shotting an amalgamation. It is one-shotting plenty of abominations in a single shot. It is still the crazy Globbler we are familiar with, but now we have the addition of the support Globbler to support some builds like the Acid Puddle Plays or Trident, which is pretty good. Yeah, it used to only be the boss killer, but yeah, there are more options now. So if you are tired of the Globbler, you can switch to the support Globbler. And also, I forgot to include one of the build in my sheet is the max size spam Globbler, where you utilize Globbler Siphon with the shock funnel and the the acid to shock elemental cocktail to recharge your grenade consistently when your flood is running, so you can spam the max size Globbler, the 20x size Globbler, infinitely, basically, as long as you are hitting a lot of enemies, which is pretty fun. But it certainly is not the best because the DPS is not that good, because you can't really build a lot of damage on your Globbler, or else the acid damage will straight up kill your targets, where you can't proc the elemental cocktail, so your shock funnel, your grenade will not be recharged, basically. So although it is fun, it is certainly one of the strongest because everything will die except of the big guys, but it's still pretty fun and strong, and I will heavily recommend you try that out because it is very funny. So all things considered, and it's still S tier as before. Alright, the cover. This is actually pretty exciting, where it got buffed. So the base damage was buffed, and one of the best damage mod on the cover, safety warning is also buffed, so the damage now is actually pretty impressive. And with the addition of the support Globbler, you can actually utilize the corrosive coating and swing technique to have a way to have enough range to consistently hit an abomination with your full damage, which it kills an abomination in a meaningful time frame, which is actually pretty nuts. Yeah. Okay, and as usual, the carver is one of the best grunt clear weapon in the game, where it utilizes super magnet and nutrition sampler to group up a lot of grunts and kill them in an instant to burst heal yourself, which is actually very nice. And there's another playstyle this thing unlocks, where you bring ammo processor on your employee to basically have infinite ammo on your cover, but I don't think it's actually worth it to sacrifice some damage to bring that. So yeah, it is actually pretty good now, and I would put that in front of the left Flinger in A tier. Alright, Shocklance. So everyone and their mother are using Shocklance, so it doesn't need much more introduction. So yeah, this is the best build in the game, I would say. Even better than the damage arc, but it pairs very well with damage arc, so yeah. This is another classic, which is the support lens, where you just use the lens as a team-wide support for speed and damage, which is absolutely busted. And the last one is the updated auger build, where you put in the micro detonator and a black market battery. For a lot of damage, you will kill an abomination in 1 second. Yeah. So it is definitely in SS tier. You could argue it is better than the place. I will not call you crazy, but yeah, they are basically the number one, number two. They can be swapped around depending on your preference or circumstances. So yeah, it is absolutely busted. Alright, last but not least, the Accelerator. So this is the latest gun we have. On day one, this is by far the best weapon in the game. It is killing an amalgamation in 6 seconds. So they already nerfed it, and yeah, it is still pretty solid, where there are some builds I would recommend, where you basically run to inertia, run to unstable, and run payback, royal jelly. This is the default build I would run. It is you run very fast, you do a lot of damage, and you heal very fast. So basically a very versatile and very strong weapon.
That's quite the tripping hazard over there, I
And
tell you what.
this is the more comfortable option where you there's a tech called zero reserve spam, where you empty your reserve, and then using this the shake the hive, you can basically never stop shooting. So yeah, it is not as strong as this. This is way stronger than this, but this is more turn off your brain playstyle. And this is the Accelerator, where this is basically the only viable B build I've found in a lot of hours, because B is not that good at the moment. And this is not that strong either, but it is certainly very fun. The most of the strength of this build comes from the payback, of course. This is the best upgrade on the Accelerator. So yeah, it is pretty fun, and you can see there are two videos where I recorded when it's still day one, and the Accelerator is by far the best weapon in the game. Is absolutely busted, broken, all kind of stuff, and it is now it's currently in a very healthy spot, I'd say. I would actually put it in S tier, behind the Globbler.